Welcome to BOJTV Trending News, of your top local, regional and international news, along with the sports and the local weather forecast. I'm Carla. Coming up in our local trending news, soldier placed under house arrest, traffic to be diverted from Barbican Road for roadworks this weekend, no formal resignation from Ruel Reid, and Flo introduces paternity leave, extends time off for moms. Now the details. The National Works Agency, NWA, will be rerouting traffic travelling in either directions west of Acadia Drive from Barbican Road this weekend to prepare the road pavement along this section of the corridor. The activities, which include extensive excavation works, is scheduled to take place from 9:30 a.m. on Friday to 6 p.m. on a Sunday. Communications and Customer Services Manager at the NWA, Stephen Shaw, says that it will not be possible to accommodate single-lane traffic along the area during the period, as the roadway is very narrow. He says as a result, eastbound motorists travelling towards Barbican Square from the directions of Grandspen Road will be directed onto Acadia Drive. Motorists travelling in the opposite direction are being asked to do so via Oak Lawn Drive and Federal Avenue. Works were recently completed to apply the first lift of asphalt on the newly constructed eastbound lanes between Garth Road and Acadia Drive. Traffic has since been placed on this section of the roadway. Works on the project's extension is expected to be completed at the end of summer. The Jamaica Defence Force soldier, who is facing a murder charge in connection with the stabbing death of his wife, attorney-at-law Nordrika Williams Burnett, last December, has been placed under house arrest. 35-year-old Coyote Burnett, who has been in custody since last December after the body of his wife was found at their home with multiple stab wounds, was offered $400,000 bail and told not to leave his house except for medical reasons or to attend a court. Mr. Burnett, who suffers from a mental condition and had been in custody receiving treatment, was also granted bail on condition that he resides in Vineyard Town in Kingston. Queen's Counsel Jacqueline Brown, who sought bail for the accused on Wednesday, told the court that if her client had received treatment earlier, the incident would not have occurred, and that this has been confirmed by the doctors. She also raised concerns about the lack of sensitivity shown towards persons in the society who suffer from mental illness, especially when it is not obvious to the naked eyes. Mr. Burnett, who was offered bail by Parish Judge Broderick Smith, is scheduled to return to court on July 23. According to a police report on December 13, 2018, the body of the attorney was found laying on a bed with multiple stab wounds by police, who reportedly forced their way into the room in which her husband had reportedly locked himself at approximately 10 a.m. on the day of the incident. General Secretary of the Jamaica Labour Party, the JLP, Dr. Horace Chang, has said that despite reports elsewhere in the media that Ruel Reid has demitted office as caretaker for St. Ann Northwestern, he is not in receipt of a formal resignation letter. Dr. Chang told reporters that Mr. Reid communicated his intentions to step down as caretaker for the constituency via messaging platform WhatsApp. St. Ann Northwestern is represented in a Parliament by Opposition People's National Party Member of Parliament Dr. Dayton Campbell. Mr. Reid, a former senator and Minister of Education, has been ensnared in a scandal alleging corruption at the Education Ministry with several agencies under its purview, including Caribbean Maritime University and the National Education Trust. An unidentified man was shot and killed by a security guard and a teenage boy taken into police custody following a robbery attempt which took place at a premises along Studio One Boulevard in St. Andrew yesterday morning. A third suspect, who was also involved in the robbery, is now on the run. Reports by the Halfway Tree Police are that about 12:15 a.m., the security guard responded to reports of a breaking at a premises along Studio One Boulevard. On reaching the location, the guard reportedly said he saw three men, one of whom brandished a handgun and fired at him. He returned the fire, resulting in the man being shot and killed. One of the men escaped on foot in the area, while the third, who turned out to be a teenage boy, was taken into custody. The unidentified male, who is of dark complexion, stout built, and about 5 feet 11 inches tall, was pronounced dead at hospital. Telecommunications company Flow has announced a new policy introducing paid leave for fathers, adoptive and foster parents, and extending the time off for moms. The new policy, which took effect June 1, provides 16 weeks of paid leave for birth mothers and 8 weeks of paid leave for fathers, adoptive and foster parents, as well as employee who becomes a surrogate parent. Previously, only permanent employees were granted 12 weeks maternity leave. However, the new policy will benefit both mothers and fathers, whether permanent or temporary. The new provision means that the partner can take his or her paternal leave after the birthing parent has completed maternity leave and returned to work, therefore giving the new baby an extended period in the care of a parent. According to the telecommunications company, several of employees are already benefiting from the new policy, including those who were on maternity leave as at the effective date. Those are your top stories making local trending news. Now join us for news from across the region, as well as our international stories, sports and local weather forecast. From across the region, Guyana's opposition leader, Bahara Jagdeo, has asked the Caribbean Court of Justice, CCJ, to order President David Granger to hold election on September 18. Mr. Jagdeo has also requested through his lawyers that the CCJ instruct Mr. Granger to appoint a chairman of the Ghana Elections Commission, GCOM, in 3 days. In regards to the coalition's demand for house-to-house registration, the lawyers want the CCJ to order that the election be held using last October's voters list. The CCJ last month ruled that last December's no-confidence motion against the government was validly passed, and the appointment of a chairman of the Ghana Elections Commission, GCOM, was flawed. In international news, a nationwide immigration enforcement operation targeting people who are in the United States illegally is expected to begin this weekend after it was postponed last month by President Donald Trump, according to 2 administration officials and immigrant activists. The operation, which is sparking outrage and concern among immigrant advocates, would target people with final orders of removal, including families whose immigration cases had been fast-tracked by judges in 10 major cities. The sweep remains in flux and possibly could begin later, according to the officials, who were not authorized to discuss the matter publicly and spoke on condition of anonymity. Activists are circulating information about hotlines for immigrants to call and blustering Know Your Rights training. The operation is similar to ones conducted regularly since 2003 that often produce hundreds of arrests. It is something unusual to target families as opposed to immigrants with criminal histories, but not unprecedented. Over in our sporting report, Jamaica's Sunshine Girls will open their account in the 2019 edition of the Netball World Cup as they take on Fiji at Liverpool Arena this morning at 11 a.m. Jamaica time. Fiji came 11th in the last World Cup, while the Sunshine Girls are placed 4th. The last time both teams met at the World Cup was in 2007, where the Sunshine Girls defeated Fiji 78-35. This game will be one of 8 matches on the day. In the other Group C encounter, South Africa will play Trinidad and Tobago. In other games on the day, the defending champions Australia will play Northern Ireland. New Zealand battles Malawi. Barbados takes on Singapore, while the host nation England faces Uganda. On our local weather forecast for this morning, insignificant feature, a high-pressure ridge across Jamaica. Additionally, there is a low-level jet stream across the central Caribbean. The high-pressure ridge should remain across Jamaica through to Sunday. On Monday, a tropical wave is expected to move across the island. Expect windy conditions across southern parishes, mainly during the afternoons, due to the presence of the low-level jet stream. The forecast for this morning will see partly cloudy skies across eastern parishes, mainly sunny elsewhere. Windy along southern coastal areas. During the afternoon, isolated showers across sections of western and hilly inland areas, generally fair elsewhere. Windy across southern parishes. Tonight becoming fair. Maximum temperature expected for Kingston as well as Montego Bay today is 35 degrees Celsius. That was BOJTV's trending news, your top local, regional and international stories, as well as sports report and weather forecast. Until next time, I'm Carla. Thanks for watching.